This is Dr. Jeff Meldrum, and you're listening to the Paranormally Zone.
Look, I know the supernatural is something that isn't supposed to happen. It does happen.
A ghostly apparition in the dark of night.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Diddling with the recorders as you are wont to do, and something, I don't know, unearthly came out of your throat.
I don't know.
It was not,
which has been known to happen.
Your stomach. That's all I'm saying. Okay, last time I promised, boys and girls, I promise. What do you say? Is this Mike's stomach, or is this something, I don't know, ungodly from the bowels of the earth coming from Mike? What say you? Yeah, that's not your stomach. I mean, come on.
It's something ungodly from the depths of myself.
Yeah, if your stomach makes this noise, I'd go get yourself checked out. So, anyways, thanks for indulging me, Mike. It's always fun. It's always fun to walk down memory lane and play audible noises, somehow emitting from Mike's body.
Digestive tract sounds.
That's not your digestive tract. I don't know what the hell it is.
I don't know.
Well, Mike, it is good to see. We are not going to tempt the podcasting gods. We're going to get done what we can get done.
Yes.
You say that the reception is clear on your end. You are never freezing up. Like every 2 seconds, you're freezing up on my end, so it makes me panic. Yeah, I don't know how to react every now and then, but we shall forge forth. See, right now you look perfectly fine. So
very clear picture, very non-frozen.
Yep. See, right when I said that, you froze up. So I heard what you said, though.
I'm quite thawed.
So this is a perfect example of why I'm nervous about doing that live stream still.
Yeah, I know.
Because this crap still happens. I don't know. I really don't know what the hell to do.
I think there are some people that are ready for it when we are able to.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, we've tried recording times, all different times of the day, just to try and see, hey, maybe there's an overusage of the the internet that's affecting us somehow. Let's record at night. Let's record in the morning. Let's record in the afternoon. And nothing seems to fix this interminable issue. Grr. Anyways, so are we done? That'll be about a 5-minute long podcast.
We've got a lot to discuss today.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
What are we talking about again? Oh, that's right. It's a good one. I think it's a good one. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, when podcasting gods were on our side, we released a episode called The Ghost Perspective, where you can kind of figure it out, so what we meant by that, if you haven't listened to it as of yet. We put ourselves in the minds, so I'm doing air quotes, the minds of a ghost. Or multiple ghosts. And we threw out hypothetical questions, and we answered them how we thought perhaps maybe a ghost would answer said questions. The Ghost Perspective. We had a good time. It was actually a fairly popular episode, judging by the download numbers. So that's a good thing. And we haven't really gone back to any sort of episode as such until today. Well, without any further ado, we are going to leap into the minds of Sasquatch. Sasquai? Sasquittle? What's the plural for Sasquatch? I think it's just Sasquatch.
Squatches?
Squatches, yeah.
Something, I don't know.
because big feet doesn't really. Big feet is kind of that's okay, I guess. And has a little
big foots.
Big foot sounds a lot worse than big feet. But what the hell? You guys know what the hell we're talking about. Yes, the BIGFOOT Perspective. This is going to be an interesting episode, Mike. We'll have fun with it. It'll be cool. As longtime listeners know, and new listeners obviously do not know, we have a passion for all things paranormal, strange, and mysterious. And today is no exception. Walking down that weird aisle, Mike, we're trying to look at the earth and life from a Bigfoot's point of view. Are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Oh, good. I'm excited. I couldn't tell because you were blurry. You were like Bigfoot for a second. You were blurry.
Yeah, well, that's the only way that photographs of Bigfoot can be taken.
What are you looking at? What is happening over there?
I am just looking up something on the other laptop that I have.
Oh.
And
Mike's swinging double duty here.
Because we were talking about Bigfoot, and have you seen? Well, I know you haven't seen it, and I think I may have mentioned it to you before. It's a new Bigfoot movie that has come out this year.
Yeah,
and I hear it's quite bizarre.
Yeah, I think you've mentioned that to me a couple times. I don't recall the title of it offhand, but I don't know. I don't know if it's to be taken seriously or not. I'll have to take a
From what I hear, I don't think it is.
Right. So it's I don't know. There's a reason I don't remember the title. I think it's because of that. I've looked at it before, and it's like, oh God, this looks kind of. Well, let's be frank. You can be Mike. I'll be Frank. It looks pretty ridiculous. So, what's happening now? Mike's eyes are the size of golf balls. What's happening?
I was just hearing music coming from my laptop. Anyway, it sounded quite intriguing. But anyway, I'm done. I closed it up.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I mean, if it's one thing that you freeze, and then when you come back, you're blurry, and then when you're clear, you're staring off into space. I can't say, I'll say I'm not talking to Mike because he's focused on something to his
something
far
off
left.
Camera. As far as you know, I could be watching my dog pee on the floor.
Exactly. Well, like I said, your eyeballs were the size of your eyeballs were the size of golf balls. So if something was getting your attention, that's for sure. Well, yeah. In case introductions are needed for those new listeners, this is your weekly dose of all things hell. You guessed it, paranormal, strange, and mysterious. My name is Patrick Koffenberg, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-host with the ghosts, the paranormal poster boy himself, the blurry and frozen Mike Carbno. He keeps saying that he's not frozen, but I'm distracted big time. But maybe I just got to stop looking at you. Maybe I'll
just remember that everything is carrying on, no matter.
Okay, don't say that phrase. God dang it! Go ahead, sing it.
I had my toes crossed.
Oh, okay. So you don't have to. I see.
I guess. I don't know.
I was waiting for you to start singing the damn song. Come on. You said carry on.
The song. Oh, jeez.
Yes. Jeez, get with it.
My wayward son.
Thank
then
you.
Don't have me ever do that again. Because I can't sing.
But you have a great, like, Dr. Seuss narrator voice, like when you want it.
Yeah, well, I can pull that out anytime, I think.
Maybe that should be your new vocation.
And I wasn't talking about what some people might think I was talking about.
Stop, you dirty-minded old man, you. Just don't even go there. But I was going to say, maybe that should be your future moneymaker, Mike. Maybe you should start recording yourself doing cover songs of classic songs in that Dr. Seuss narrator voice of yours. Yeah.
Yeah, like do it like a William Shatner recording of what did he do? He talked through some. I think he did an album, and he just
talked over it.
He kind of talked through it in the Shat voice. I don't know.
The Shat voice. Well, that's that. You know, I think that could work, but that also reminded me of the great joke I've said 9,000 times. The terribly bad joke about why the original crew of the Enterprise were never able to sell the ship, because William Shatner
And you made that one up.
I don't know. No, I didn't make that one up. That one's
okay.
that's one that I heard somewhere.
Because I was going to say, if you made that up, I'd be pretty proud of you. But
Yeah, well, no. I'm glad I failed you. I'm glad I disappointed you. I did not think of that one. I did not think
you don't want to take credit for that.
No, I just thought of the ignoramus one, Harold's son.
That's enough of that.
Okay, sorry. Well, while we're still recording here, and hopefully it's still working, go check out the latest YouTube video. We finally returned to YouTube last week, boys and girls. A 24-minute short episode of Return to our Fast Track series. It was a good time. Everything ran smoothly, which was amazing. I couldn't believe it. It was like it went off without a hitch. It was pretty darn cool. Yeah, if you were utterly interested in looking at our utterly uninteresting faces, go check it out. The Paranormally Zone YouTube channel. Mike hasn't even watched it yet, so
I plan on it. Mary and I are going to watch it together. Yeah, if you want to see our faces, and then Bones right behind me here, hanging over my left shoulder.
There he is. Good old Bones. Yes, the aptly named Bones.
Yes.
Well, let's see here. Are we done? We made it to about... No, I'm kidding, everybody. Some people are going, I wish they were done. But not me! Hell no. I just yelled way too loud, and I went into the red. I'm sorry, everybody. I think everyone lost their hearing for about a split second. We're on fire. It's Sunday afternoon. It's warm outside. It's a little toasty. I'm feeling a little moist right now.
Yeah.
Don't like that word. How about you? Are you feeling moist, Mike?
No, I got my little fan on me that I had to move because it made too much sound on my microphone. But I still feel it.
Now he's got it blowing on his bum.
Well, I got it on the floor between my legs.
Oh my God! Oh, too much information. Woo-hoo.
No moisture there. Anyway, no, it's on my side.
Well, Mike, the new and exciting format that the Paranormally Zone has been dabbling in for the last few months. Yeah, it's crazy. We've been doing this for a few months, and we have like one episode out. Oh, no, I'm kidding. A couple more than that. Maybe two. But the new format, Mike, has included an opening segment known as Ghost Gab. We throw out a bunch of cool, weird, ghostly topics, ghostly questions, some hypotheticals themselves, perhaps. Sometimes we talk about some of the latest paranormal oddities that Mike has experienced, or maybe even myself. But I talk myself out of everything, so it's never fun hearing my experiences. And you said last night, Mike, when we were kind of briefly going over some Ghost Gab stuff, that you thought that something odd had happened to you recently and you couldn't remember it.
And I still can't remember it.
So it wasn't that extraordinary then.
No, I don't think so. But yeah, I think
That's okay. It's okay.
I'll have to keep thinking.
It's okay, honey. Just calm down.
I'll
Do you want me to start calling you honey or
No.
or toots or something like that, just to make you not feel so bad?
You can call me Bubba, but
Oh God, that's frightening. No,
yeah,
I'm not gonna call you Bubba. I'd rather call you Toots. My God.
Bubba Hotep.
Okay. Do you care to hear some of these ghostly questions I have, Mike? I have ready for you. Or do you want me to fire?
I do it. I'm ready.
All right. Hey, you know what? We have drum rolls back here. Now, don't talk over our professional sounding drum roll, okay, Mike? Just let it roll. No pun intended. Here we go. It's time for Ghost Gab and Mike's off-the-cuff thoughts. See, wasn't that great? Wasn't that awesome?
I bet it was very awesome. I bet you do as well of a drum roll as that, don't you?
Oh, man, I miss playing drums. I really do.
I bet you do.
Oh, that's a dream of mine to get a drum set again. See, now I'm sad and depressed. Thanks. All right, Mike, after that utterly professional-sounding audio bite, here's some Ghost Gab questions for you. Put on your thinking cap, or just have your usual open mind, okay? Now, you're staring at me blankly. Are you okay?
I am fine. I'm listening intently.
Okay. This is a three-parter, and we won't go that long. Mike, the first question for Ghost Gab segment that I'm throwing towards you, what can/could a ghost contribute to society?
Wow.
I like that one.
I would say, the obvious would be direct contact to the other side.
Okay.
Or if there's a ghost or a group of ghosts that would like to have some kind of a party line that we could get a hold of to where we could, they could channel us through to other relatives that we want to talk to.
A 1-800 number?
Sure.
Oh, what would we call it? 1-800 what? Well, we'll think about that. Fire away some suggestions, listeners. Give us your ideas for the best 1-800 ghost line name. Maybe that's the next prize giveaway question. How's that sound, Mike? The next prize giveaway is to whomever I should say, gives us the best name for a 1-800 paranormal hotline. Maybe?
Okay.
Or is that too lame?
Nothing's ever lame. I mean, we can be really lame, and we have.
Yeah, we are.
So that would be, nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay, everybody, send us your ideas. It'll be good. 1-800 what? So Mike's saying that the ghost can contribute to society by providing a direct line, so to speak, to the other side. Any lessons they could perhaps contribute to society, Mike? What pops in your brain?
They could be, I think they could be hired as Amazon drivers, probably, I would imagine.
Uber drivers, maybe?
Uber, yeah. Freak out a few people.
Not taxi cab drivers, though. That happened in Ghostbusters, and that didn't go
Yeah,
too well.
I thought of that, but that was, yeah.
Okay, so Amazon delivery, Uber drivers, paranormal hotlines. Any other ideas? How else could they contribute to society, Mike? I mean, I know that you were serious about like providing that's so-called direct line to the other side, because that would be groundbreaking. Obviously, that would be earth-shattering for skeptics and cynics and pseudo-skeptics and believers alike.
Yeah, something that was actual definite, and not like, is that Ouija board really work or what? You know?
Because that ghost could just say like, yeah, it did. It was me or my cousin Eddie or something, cousin Eddie.
Dead Ed. Oh, it reminds me, how is Ed doing in Park Rapids?
How is Ed doing in Park Rapids?
Oh, I said Dead Ed. He's still alive, isn't he?
Dead Ed? Oh, okay. Yes, he is.
Radio guy.
Yes, he is, Mike. Yes. And that's all I shall say about that.
Yeah.
So a ghost can or could contribute to society. Well, some priceless info for sure. Priceless info, scientific knowledge for sure. Yeah, I think we can go along with that and accept those as answers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about, Mike, what could or can a ghost teach us about history?
Oh, geez. Get it right from the source.
Hell, that's exactly what I wrote down. I wrote down first-hand accounts. I mean, it wasn't exactly, but that's we're on the same same wavelength on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, if we could have stories told to us about, like the eruption of Mount Vesuvius or something like that. What was it really like?
History's mysteries, Mike. Stuff that we still don't have the answers to. If we had a direct link to someone who was there, bam, mystery solved.
When actually was the pyramids built?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
4,000 years ago, or was it 10,000 years ago, or?
Who would be really bummed out about this, though, would be conspiracy theorists. They wouldn't like this.
Oh, yeah. No, probably not.
I like that, though.
But, yeah.
Oh, you were saying? I spoke over you. I apologize.
I was just saying, but that's okay.
That's okay. Sure it is. There's a time and place for conspiracies, and it isn't that time or place right now. So,
no.
I like conspiracies, Mike, but I'm tepid in my. Okay, let me rephrase this. I'm never excited when we settle on a conspiracy theory topic. I always worry too much about it, and usually we change our minds and never go down that path.
That's true.
I'm not saying that I'm not fascinated by certain particular conspiracies, but some of them are just too far out there for my feeble brain. We did do a conspiracy episode for our Patreon page, though, not that long ago. That was kind of fun. We just fired away a bunch of possible conspiracies, and we gave a quick, off-the-cuff response, kind of like a yay or nay. What do we think about it? It was kind of fun. Do you remember doing that?
That's right. I do.
Oh, by the way, let's get the Patreon plug out of the way. We literally had our briefest Patreon member ever last week. A matter of hours, he signed up and then canceled. So I'm saying you are all able to do that. You're not obligated to stick around. So we appreciate that he gave us a shot. I mean, that's all we ask for.
Yep.
And what a plug that was, right? You can sign up and cancel within hours.
Yeah, if you don't like us, just dump it.
Yeah. But we are now over the 400 mark for exclusive Patreon posts. So this is no joke, and we make light of the content sometime, but there's good stuff over there. Over 400 exclusive posts, including 74 exclusive episodes you cannot find anywhere else except those rare episodes that I did release on the flagship when we, for whatever reason, we couldn't get around to recording a new episode.
Yeah.
But still, a minimum of 70 episodes that you more than likely have never heard.
And I suggest that you binge listen to all of them.
Oh, God. No, I don't know. I think they'd lose their mind.
That would be tough.
Yeah, go give it a shot if you want to support the podcast. If you enjoy us, God bless you, and maybe you need to get help.
Yeah.
But no better way to support the podcast. You can sign up for as little as $1. Tons of fun stuff over there. All paranormal, strange, and mysterious. So it's cool, fun stuff. And you get to see us on video quite a bit. So there you go.
Yay.
That's what I know. That's how everyone listening to this podcast right now responded. They went, yay. All right, Mike.
That could have been a good soundbite.
That could have been.
Yay.
And then I think mine afterwards, I think I should say that too. That
yeah, there you go.
Kind of creepy sounding, actually. So is that your final thought on what ghosts could teach us about history, Mike? Basically, like first-hand knowledge, essentially?
I think that's the only definitive answer there is.
Yeah, yep. Help solve the world's mysteries. And again, think about the contributions to science. I mean, how many answers or how many questions would finally be answered? I think it's kind of exciting to think about that. Finally, Mike, if you sat down with a ghost and you asked them straight up, is there such a thing as free will? How do you think a ghost would reply to you? What would a ghost say to you when you ask them, is there such a thing as free will? What pops into your brain? So I tell you, I was kind of on fire here with some weird, odd questions today. I'm kind of proud of myself.
That's interesting. Would they think that they have free will? Is that what you said?
I'm saying if you were, I'm not saying that you are, but if you still had your doubts and you wanted clarity, you wanted the final answer, and you said, I'm going to ask this ghost sitting right next to me, tell me once and for all, is there such a thing as free will? What would that ghost tell you?
I would say that he would have to say, obviously there is.
Obviously there is. Okay.
We can make up our minds for ourselves as human beings. I mean, not all of us, but...
Now, would it be obvious, though? Just because they're in spiritual / ghostly form, are they being controlled by some other entity yet? Some other higher power?
Well, I think, isn't it like after you die, hasn't it been said before that all will become known to you or something like that? Or I don't know.
So what you're saying is that you don't know and you want to move on.
Yeah. Well, if they were earthbound spirits, I don't think they would know any more than they did, before passing on.
That's a good way of putting it.
Okay.
That's a good way of putting it. If they're still here for whatever reason, because we've talked about that how many times, Mike, that we happen to believe there are reasons ghosts remain earthbound, or entities or energies, spirits, whatever you want to call them. Because, we won't go down the litany again. So if they're still here, perhaps they wouldn't have the knowledge to provide that answer yet. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see what you're laying down. I see where you're going. Thanks, Mike, for contributing some great answers. Here's some ghostly clapping for you, or ghostly clapping. Do you want to hear some ghostly clapping? Okay. Enough. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I agree.
Followed by a ghostly, not dead Christopher Walken.
Oh man, I'd love to meet that guy. Well, that's it. Ghost Gab in the can. Final thoughts?
Hey, that reminds me. I would love to ask Natalie Wood what actually happened on the boat when Christopher Walken was there.
Oh, what a tragedy. What a sad happening that was. And like you said, still not resolved. Not resolved. Who knows what?
I think Porter Wagner did it.
Porter Wagner?
Or whatever.
No, let's just leave it at that. We'll leave it at Porter.
I'm just kidding.
Mike's not spewing conspiracy nonsense out here. He said Porter, everybody. Porter.
I did. Jokingly.
For a reason. Yes, for a reason he said that.
He, wearing that heavily sequined jacket with musical notes, big notes on the chest with, anyway.
So now we just don't need the Porter Wagner estate to come after us now, thanks to that joke, Mike. So, because they're listening.
Well, Dolly might get a little upset as well.
Yeah. God,
they were very close.
They were. Well, she appeared on his show quite often.
Yeah.
What the hell was his show called? I got the guys.
Porter Wagner show.
Oh, original. Okay, I guess I could have guessed
that. Starring.
Yeah.
Porter Wagner.
Porter Wagner. Yeah, it's not like, hey, welcome to the Porter Wagner show, featuring and starring Johnny Cash. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Special guest appearance by Pink Floyd.
Okay, enough.
Anyway.
All right, Mike, you ready to put your proverbial Bigfoot Sasquatch thinking cap on?
It's on. It's domed on top of my head like a Bigfoot head.
Oh, yeah, you got that kind of that canonical shaped head. Conical, yeah, whatever the hell I said.
Colonical?
Not canonical. No, canonical is like that's like a written phrase for like this is in oh shit. It's in order. I'm you know what I mean. No, he doesn't. He's
if you want a high colonic, then we can talk about that.
Yes, you just hush. You shush. Okay?
Anyway.
I'm gonna stop calling you toots if you don't shush. So
yeah. Okay, the foots.
The foot. So, by the way, I know we're going to depress the hell out of everybody who wait to the end of the episode for a moments of the macabre. I don't have any. So, we're not going to have that one to round up this episode. But that's okay. We'll come back next time.
You got nothing.
I got nothing. Exactly. I mean, maybe we could think of something before we wrap it up. But don't plan on it. Don't plan on it.
I don't see why not.
So, the Bigfoot perspective. Mike's already gazing towards the sky.
Well,
or the ceiling, one of the two.
Actually, I was looking for my little Bigfoot statue that I love, but then I remembered that my dog ate the head off of it.
I know, that's so funny. So this guy right here, Mike and I have the same rubber little figure of a big feet, a Bigfoot.
Yeah. I bought those in Seattle, I believe.
Yeah, you can kind of manipulate the limbs a little bit.
I found out there is wire in it.
Yes, there is wire. And so did his dog.
Mishka, the Great Pyrenees, she thought, oh, there's a piece of poop to eat.
Exactly. Nummy, num, nums. So,
I found it in her kennel. The body was all intact, but the head was in like 10 pieces.
Now, you haven't found the head like in a pile of poo outside, have you?
No, the head was just chewed up into little pieces.
Oh, boy. Well, you couldn't find your headless Bigfoot figurine, but you're going to still forge forth here, Mike. I wrote down a couple notes here just to hopefully jolt some conversation. Spark some interesting thoughts. Maybe we'll suck for the next half hour or so. We shall see. But I wrote down like Bigfoot as spiritual messenger / guide. Bigfoot, one with nature. Lessons on preserving and living among wildlife. I also have written down Bigfoot as alien ? Bigfoot as simply ape, wild man, missing link, surviving relic, Gigantopithecus. Those are my professional notes. Oh, I
don't
forgot
think
to do
it's
the audible.
Gigantopithecus.
That's the audible right there. So, yeah, what Gigantopithecus proves is that there was an upright giant ape that once existed.
Absolutely.
So, why the hell couldn't one still exist? I mean, I get the critics, the debunkers, the non-believers, and I understand all that. But again, I've said it before. I'll say it 5,000 times. Get Dr. Jeff Meldrum's book, Legend Meets Science. And you, even if you're a skeptic hardcore, you might have an open mind after reading that book. That's all I'm going to say. Scientific evidence goes a long way. People always ask for evidence. Well, guess what? We have some. Not us personally.
No.
People
we don't need any. We don't need any messages. Okay, show me your evidence.
Yeah.
Show me your proof. You know what I'd have to say?
I know.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm beating that to death, so I better quit that.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think I ranted about this on the YouTube episode, so I'll keep it very brief. But that was such a pet peeve. It is such a pet peeve, Mike, when those people searching out old-ass episodes of ours just to leave snarky comments on our Patterson-Gimlin episode I'm referring to. And one guy recently posted on there, 2 men came forward and said this was a hoax. Contact me if you need any further evidence or info. I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So I copied it and I shared it with our followers. And I'm like, hey, look, everybody, this guy's got proof. He knows. He knows.
And that proof is on his coffee table in his living room. He has the issue of the Weekly World News that says so.
That says so, 100%. Right next to the picture of George Bush fishing with his invisible security guards. That one always is always right there. So yeah, and I replied with I'm paraphrasing myself. As have about 8,900 other people who have claimed to be part of this hoax, either filming it or either being the person in the suit while being filmed, so on and so forth. And it's like, and again, if you have evidence, if you have proof, why the hell are you leaving comments on this piddly ass podcast YouTube page? Grab that evidence, show it to the world, buddy, and then end the debate. He has evidence. Evidence, Mike. So
well, I did see the real Bigfoot in that block of ice in the
sure.
displayed back in the 70s.
Yes,
toured the country.
Yes, you did.
All I could see was a blurry face, just like the pictures, and I know the big toe was very clear.
Well, it's been important that you have a
Through the
clear
ice.
shot at the big toe. That's very important.
I think most of the rest of the body was just freezer burned or something. I couldn't see it very well, but boy, you had to pay your quarter to go see it.
Hell yeah, you did. So, Mike, let's put ourselves into the mindset of a Bigfoot. Okay.
Okay.
And let's talk about Bigfoot as, we'll go down the list. Bigfoot as alien. What pops in your brain from the perspective of a Bigfoot, Mike? How would you talk to us? How would you explain, and I'm putting you on the spot, that's what I love to do. You're going to be this episode's Biggie, okay? You are
I'm
Biggie.
sure.
And far away to me, I can be your little baby Biggie or something, too.
Again, that's enough of that.
Okay, sorry.
My baby Biggie.
So if you were explaining yourself, Mike, you are Bigfoot as related to aliens. Any number of ways, how would you describe yourself? What do you feel is the best, well, I don't want to say synopsis, we'll say theory that comes into your mind, your Bigfoot mind, when it comes to Bigfoot as alien? Go.
As an alien, well, I think the first thing he would be considering is that he thinks he might need a new lightsaber, but I'm not sure. Or he really likes that Buck Rogers ray gun. I don't know.
Hold on while I take a gulp from my massive bottle of water. I look like a baby in its crib with its sucking on nipple.
That's the first thing I thought. Is like he throws his head back with both hands on this massive bottle, and I could just picture him in a playpen or a crib, kicking his feet up in the air and holding on to that thing with both hands and just drinking away.
All right, Mike, come on now. Let's go. Bigfoot as an alien. How would you describe yourself? Being Bigfoot as alien related.
I think it's something that it could possibly be that it's a creature, it's an entity, a being that aliens can have on the earth, constantly living on the earth. I know there's probably aliens living amongst us anyway, but as a different perspective of keeping an eye on things, of reporting back certain things that aliens do not want to take the time to deal with. They have this lower order of brain that does their thing.
I kind of like that. There's kind of like the messengers that are doing the dirty work, so to speak, and they're relaying it to the higher ups, kind of. Well, what's going on down here on this blue planet called Earth?
So it could also be that aliens are just slowly, or not slowly anymore, but showing evidence and having Bigfoot encounters to see what human reaction would be and to study that.
Oh, interesting. Almost like a science experiment.
Yeah.
Kind of, let's see how these, well, we'd be alien to them. Let's see how these alien Earth inhabitants respond. Let's see how they interact. Let's kind of check out their defense mechanisms. Is it fight or flight? I see. Okay. So it's kind of like the aliens are like Marlon Perkins and Bigfoot.
Jim Fowler. And they also want to know just what we think of that smell.
Yeah. Okay. So I like that idea though. So it's like a Bigfoot will be telling us humans, if we ever had a chance to sit down one-on-one and a big feet just straight up says, well, I'm here on a mission from my bosses, basically, to check your asses out. Not literally check out your asses, but to check you guys out, see what you're all about, maybe perhaps interact, maybe communicate. That's why I'm here. I'm here on behalf of something else. Yeah.
And see how people react to different scenarios, like being slung across their shoulder in a sleeping bag and carried away. How did you handle that?
Albert Ostman. Let me out of this bag.
I think we traveled for 10 miles and I could hardly breathe.
Thank
and
God
it smelled so bad. He had me over his back and my face was right at his ass.
Well, thank God I had my tin of chewing tobacco. And I gave it to them, and boy, did they get sick.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm not mocking him at all. Trust me, I'm not. It sounds like we are, but no, I love that story. The Albert Ostman Bigfoot kidnapping. I totally believe it. I do.
I do too.
I mean, the guy obviously didn't gain anything from that story except infamy, basically. Being mocked by people. So I apologize for using a mocking voice. I was selfishly and unsuccessfully trying to be humorous. So no offense to the Albert Ostman estate.
Yeah.
We go from Porter Wagner to Albert Ostman. Who else are we going to offend and annoy today? No, we're not going to try and figure that one out. So I like that. I like that answer though. So the Bigfoot will just tell us again, straight up, I'm here to watch you guys. I like it.
Watching, but on a very kind of a limited level, because I mean, only watching this in the wild. See how humans do in the wild.
What are they? I read something interesting, Mike, that a theory that we are, I'm not saying surrounded, we are potentially, well, let's say, let me put it this way. there is potentially a hell of a lot more Sasquatch, Bigfoot around us at all times, potentially, that we just cannot observe, we cannot notice, because Sasquatch has learned to not only like mimic other animals' voices. We're walking through the woods and we hear an owl. We're walking through the woods, we hear coyotes in the far background. Those aren't coyotes, according to this theory. Those are big feet just out of our eyesight.
Well, we call those big paw.
Big paws? Oh, okay. I guess so. I like that idea. I like the thought of there are a lot more out there than we notice because we simply don't have the tools to observe ourselves.
Right, and more scientifically. But anyway, I've been watching on this channel. It's a series, a Bigfoot series, but it's not on regular TV. It's on like a lower order of cable.
Okay.
But there's a lot of Bigfoot stuff on there, and there's these, I don't know, there's 3 or 4 guys that went out and are filming and doing all this stuff and searching and doing just a fantastic investigation. I think it's in Oregon or Washington or something, but there was a story that it was either one of them or somebody that was on the show, that they were walking through the woods and they smelled that very recognizable Bigfoot odor, and had that feeling like he was being watched, just, like so many say. But ahead where he was, I don't know how far ahead it was, but there was leaves on the ground, and the leaves were moving like if something was moving through it really fast, and they'd be kicking up behind it, but they did not see anything. But when the leaves quit kicking up, and then the smell went away.
Really?
I thought that was very interesting.
And this was they had this on camera, or is just what they were saying they saw?
No, this is a personal story, so who knows?
Sure.
But still, it's very interesting to hear it, and possibly be something that was witnessed.
You know what popped in my brain? A cloaked Bigfoot.
Right. Yeah.
Isn't that another one of? I mean, there's so many theories out there. Yeah, a lot of them are harebrained, but some of them kind of are intriguing, and some of them kind of make sense. I'm not saying the cloaking one makes sense, but that's one thing I've heard is that Bigfoot / Sasquatch has the ability to basically make itself invisible.
Mm-hmm. And blend in, the end of Harry and the Hendersons. I love that part.
I know you do.
All the whole family starts coming out,
I also love that after we had an awesome hour-and-a-half conversation with Dr. Jeff Meldrum on the podcast a couple summers ago, then Mike couldn't resist the temptation to ask him if he has seen Harry and Henderson.
I did. What a question to ask Dr. Jeff Meldrum. I don't remember what he answered. I think he said he did.
He said he did watch it. Yes, he did. Yes. So.
It was fun.
He's like, who am I talking, or why am I talking to you guys again? Is what he said.
Well, I think I asked, what's her name? That was Bigfoot. I don't know. We had interviewed or talked to somebody else that was in the
Bigfoot
genre.
realm. Sure.
Yeah. Who was that?
Anyway, it wasn't the She-Squatch. Did you ask the She-Squatchers that too?
Oh, that must have been it. I bet I asked the she
said she shells. Why she charge?
That's probably it. Yeah.
That's a tough one to say. I wonder if they ever, get asked that quite a bit. It's like your moniker is kind of can be a tongue twister. The She-Squatchers.
I wonder if they've ever thought of changing it.
No, I think it's great. I think it works.
It is a great name. Yeah.
All right, Mike. Any other thoughts on Bigfoot as alien, or you want to move on? Earth to Mike. Earth to Michael.
Yes, go ahead now.
Okay, fine. I got frightened. I just want to make sure everything's running smoothly here. Mike's got a look of concern on his face, which makes me concerned.
Yeah, I was frightened for a moment, but then everything's okay now.
All right, you just jinxed it.
No, I didn't say anything specific.
Okay, I know that you will like this one, Mike. Bigfoot as spiritual messenger / guide. What pops into your brain? Your Bigfoot brain. What pops into your Bigfoot brain, Mike? When
I
Bigfoot
think-
as spiritual messenger / guide.
Spiritual messengers.
She's
I can't talk at all today. Jeez. Sheesh. Holy criminy sakes alive.
It's
Anyway,
All right.
well, I think that fact or theory or possibility goes back to the indigenous people. I think that's maybe what they thought of him as partly. I mean, great believers and witnesses. I think it's possible, but it would still, again, it would be on a limited basis. It'd be like, are they watching the woods in case somebody gets lost? Then they carry him away in a sleeping bag? I don't know. But
Little known fact: Bigfoot actually have a small collection of sleeping bags themselves, always on hand, in case their future.
and they like to hang their victims' socks from
They
trees.
do. Well, who doesn't like doing that? I mean, it comes naturally. It comes with the territory, right? So
They throw their tennis shoes over the power lines
it's a game they play.
tied together. Anyway,
It's a fun game. So spiritual messenger, I like the idea of Bigfoot as a spiritual entity. I do.
right.
I'm not saying that it takes the shape or the form of, an ethereal spirit. I'm not saying that. It can take the physical form that we all know and love it as. But perhaps I'm probably going way out of line here. I also like the idea of Bigfoot as potentially being a shapeshifter. Going in and out of different realms of existence, from the physical to the ethereal. I like that. I like that idea. Now, the idea of it being a messenger / guide, I like that even more. Interacting with humans since the dawn of time, perhaps.
Oh, since forever. I'm sure. I mean, these aren't something that have just. I mean, if they are just a physical being, a tangible creature that lives in the woods, they've always been there. I mean, it's this species is not going to just show up over whatever. It's there could be evolvement there.
Well, the only way that it could have just shown up, as you said, was the prior question. Like maybe aliens dropped them off.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But we've moved on from the alien potential connection. I can see it as like I can see a Sasquatch Bigfoot looking us in the eye and saying, "We're here to help you. We're here to guide you. We are here to help you learn how to live within nature, how to not only obviously to survive." Utilizing the powers of nature, but also to not abuse nature. I can see Bigfoot overlooking us right now, kind of with the classic tear in its eye, Mike.
Yeah.
There's an old classic commercial back in the day when that Native American gentleman, when he found all the polluted like rivers and water. I can't remember the exact details, but then the close-up shot, the final shot, was the eyes welling up and the tears.
Yeah. I heard that guy wasn't even a Native American, but I don't know. I think he was, and I'm not kidding. I think he was Polish or something.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But he made such a career out of that character. And
the commercial made a huge impact. I mean,
oh yeah,
just the visual of that was huge.
I remember when that commercial was on, and saw that when it was on TV, and it was very, very heartbreaking and touching, and
well, that was its intent.
that was its intent.
Well, and I'm not being silly by any means when I'm making the comparison. I'm like, I can see, the wise Sasquatch just kind of just shaking its head, looking at what we're doing. While we're how many millions of miles are deforested? Just trees gone. Rivers. The emptied, basically the direction of rivers changed. I mean, so much stuff that we are doing to alter the natural geography that we are sitting upon, living upon, and not all in a good way, obviously. Far too much of it is having a huge negative impact because we need to keep trying to support all the unnatural supplies that we supposedly need now. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go any further. That's too close to a political rant. But I can see them. Like, we're here. We want to help you. You guys you're wrong. You're going down the wrong path. Maybe every now and then we'll yell out a guttural cry that makes you poop your pants. And that's our way of saying, hey, enough with your shenanigans.
I'll slam some toilet lids down in that outhouse.
No other way, no better way to make you change your viewpoint on nature than Sasquatch slamming toilet lids from a hunting camp. But yeah, anyways, maybe some listeners will get that reference. I don't know.
I'm sure.
Multi-time Paranormally Zone guest, going back to Nonsensicast radio days, the awesome Ron Moorhead. Go check out Ron Moorhead's Sierra Sounds. You will be amazed. It's kind of cool.
I think that's the other person that I asked if they'd seen.
I think you're right now.
Aaron Henderson.
Yep, yeah. I think.
And dang, if I didn't ask the she squatchers, then I should have.
The she squatchers sell seashells down by the seashore. So good.
The sheep squatchers. Sheep. Anyway.
So do you like the idea of Bigfoot, Mike, helping us spiritually, trying to teach us how to live within while at the same time preserving nature and wildlife?
Well, I think if anything could, if they've been around since the beginning of time or whatever, who would know better about the land and the resources and every corner of the woods, of the deepest woods you could imagine, and deforestation? It would be impacting them as well as any other creature.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's a question that's popping in my brain, and I'm sorry, you might not be able to answer it, and that's totally fine. Let's say that this is the case, and they are here to help us, to guide us, in any number of ways. If that is the case, why are sightings so few and far between? Why are encounters so few and far between? Are we missing out? Are we not noticing that we're having an encounter somehow? Kind of like how you say that I might be having paranormal experiences that I just kind of toss aside and that was nothing. Perhaps maybe the same train of thought there.
I'm sure that's part of it. Plus, as many people and researchers that there are, even amateur, professional, whatever, that are out scouring these woods as much as they can, that's a lot of woods to cover.
Oh gosh.
I mean, it's not like they come to us, which they reportedly have, like showing up in somebody's backyard or looking in their window or something like that. But the majority of sightings are people out looking for them.
Yep. No, that's true. That's true. So again, though, if the majority of sightings are people out looking for them, I'm not saying that's the case. Why not make yourself known more if you are here to help? If you're here to guide us, let yourself be known. Or is it something more of a learning experience for us where, again, we have to kind of, quote unquote, find God on our own without being kind of slapped in our face? We have to educate ourselves. Is that kind of the scenario here where we have to be at a certain level of awareness, a certain level of open-mindedness, what have you, maybe a certain level of spirituality before we are finally able to interact with on a more common, I shouldn't say more common, on a more occurring frequency, a higher frequency. Does that make sense at all to you, Mike? Like, we have to elevate ourselves before we are kind of allowed to interact with these highly developed spiritual beings. Maybe?
Well, yeah, I think we need more awareness and education.
Right.
Right. It's like, it's said about so many things. Yeah, that sounds good. I agree with that.
Please keep talking while I drink out of my gigantic bottle.
No, I'm just gonna watch and giggle. Wah. Wah.
Oh man, I need a baby crying soundbite now.
Yeah.
Here's Pat's. Hold on, he needs a drink from his baba. Oh, look at how cute he is with his big old baba.
Bridget, get Patrick another bottle. Make sure it's not too hot.
Oh man, I like that idea. Okay, Mike. Then I also have written down, as I mentioned earlier, Bigfoot simply as, and I'm not negating this as by using the word simply. I'm not making it
Right.
any less important. Bigfoot simply as a lost surviving relic, Wildman / missing link, something purely physical, nothing spiritual about it, nothing alien related. It's simply an upright hominid bipedal creature that has yet to be scientifically identified. Your vibes on that, Michael Carbno?
The first thing that pops in my mind, and we've talked about this before, is the mountain gorilla. You know, I mean, same thing there.
You're kind of shaking your head a little bit. You don't really like this idea, as simple as it may be.
I do like it because
It's the most realistic option, isn't it?
it is very much so the most realistic, and
Does that lessen the excitement for you a little bit if it wasn't something more than that?
no, it doesn't, because there's still so much to them and so much that we still need to learn, and who knows that, you know, we don't know the family life of the Bigfoot, or their socializing, or whatever they might do like other species.
Mm-hmm.
So go with that.
You remember that piece of artwork that I shared with you like a week or so ago? That awesome drawing. I don't know what artist it was, of like the Native American back, centuries and centuries ago, conferring with, maybe getting advice from, what was obviously a Sasquatch. Remember that picture I sent you? I know you do, because you said, I love that. I need to get it framed.
Oh, okay. That was, how long ago was that?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was so moving to Mike. He has no clue what I'm talking about right now.
No, yeah.
So that's, even if it was just purely a physical entity, I like to think of it as being a highly developed, highly intelligent physical being that can still confer with humans, can still offer, the lack of a better phrase here, offer words of wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
The vibe from that piece of artwork I got was like people, I'm referring to both the Native American and the Sasquatch, and all of us as people on the same level, interacting intelligently. I kind of like that idea, where it can still be spiritually evolved. It can still seek a higher entity itself, like we seek God, perhaps. We hope that there's something after this physical existence. I like the idea of Bigfoot being self-aware of death, of Bigfoot being self-aware of that there is a higher stage, a higher level of spirituality that it can attain. And perhaps it is even wiser than us, and therefore it can still bestow its wisdom upon us in that sense. What do you think of that idea?
Exactly. I think, over so much time, they have gained earthly wisdom. I mean, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm sorry.
No, you're blown away by how smart I sounded, aren't you?
Well, maybe are they possibly instead of being a possible higher order of primate, could they be a lower order of human species, but still have, the much more knowledge and thought process and self-awareness than even the higher primate species do?
I like that idea too. Like a level or two above like you mentioned earlier, the great apes, the mountain gorillas, the silverbacks, the classic, beautiful, powerful creatures that those are, but yet a level or two below perhaps humans, even though humans are definitely capable of being worthless farts. I mean, let's just be honest here. I kind of like that. I kind of like that idea. I also like it as perhaps, even though there may be a level or two below us on the intellectual scale or the spiritual development scale, they probably the hygiene scale for sure. They still have, in my mind, a level of pureness that we no longer have, because we have destroyed so much, and we almost know too much, even though we still know too little. I think you get the vibe I'm going for, is where they are still, they're still pure. They're still clean. They haven't tarnished themselves spiritually the way that we potentially have.
Yeah. I was going to say the way that we have tainted ourselves over the, millennia or whatever.
Right. Yeah, we've stunted our own development, just with how many bad choices we've made. I'm talking about humans as a race, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you personally or me personally or anybody personally, but oh man, I'm sounding too much like a political person this episode, so I apologize. But hey, it's just my vibes. It's my personal take. So deal with it. Mike's staring at me.
I have dealt with it.
I know you have.
I've dealt with it for years, for crying out loud.
You just hush, okay? Yeah, exactly. That's right.
All right. Borborigme.
Yep, my soundboard isn't working anymore anyway, so damn it.
I heard that.
Oh, you did? Oh, good. Yeah. I didn't on my end. It was kind of chopped off. Well. So.
Yeah, but you only got one side of your headphones that works too.
That's very true. Oh, that's true. Maybe the whole thing is playing.
That's probably popping in and out on you.
Oh, man. Yep, all popping stuff. Not a fan. Well, Mike, that kind of wraps up our little notes here. Do you have any final thoughts? I don't really like the idea of Bigfoot simply as like a wild man, quote unquote, wild man of the woods. Right. Like somewhere along the line, some group splintered off and they started inbreeding, and then, like you said earlier, stopped caring about hygiene and shaving, and they've just been living in the woods forever.
Mating with each other's family members, and it's not the hills have eyes, it's the woods have eyes.
The woods have eyes. Well, didn't we recently talk about that in the Monster Encounters episode, where supposedly like Bigfoot would come to town and go shopping in this one town? You remember that? Like, go to head to the supermarket, and then some of the not so bright inhabitants of that town, like, well, here they come.
Walk through the drive-through at a Dairy Queen.
Right, exactly. Asking for a dilly bar.
Yeah, dilly bar.
Yeah, I'm not really too fond of the wild man.
No, that doesn't make sense to me.
Not even really the missing link notion either.
No, not for me either.
Because to me, that wouldn't make too much sense. It seems like there would have to be several other hundreds of missing links in order to make sense of the connection. I think you know what I'm saying on that one too.
Yeah, right.
Again, people far smarter than us have talked about this in a far clearer manner than we have in our mangled attempts. So,
Mungled and mangled.
Mungled and mangled. That's our new nicknames.
Mangled.
That's our new nickname. I'm mungled and you're mangled. How's that sound?
I don't know which one's worse. I have some mangled parts.
You do. Well, you have some new parts. You're bionic. You and Mary are slowly becoming bionic. So
I tell you, my right arm is getting better and more useful all the time.
You can almost lift it above your...
I still have to lift it with my other hand.
But how much better is that than what it was?
Oh, geez. Tons better. I'm happy.
Yes,
and it's still healing, so I'm going to be even better.
Oh, and just a quick update to our listeners. Yes, we are still planning the Sally House adventure, but it has been moved to... It makes more sense, and it's easier for both Mike and I to do it either in late September, perhaps October, even though the prices are higher during October. I forgot about that. The last time we went, Mike, it was November 1st. Shit, if we had to wait till November 1st date again, make it an anniversary. That'd be fine as well.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And it might, the way things are going right now, that will probably be my best option. But we are going there. We are, have no fear. I know we make so many plans and never live up to them, it seems like, but this is happening. We are doing this. It is too important to us. And it'll be too much fun. It'll be such a great opportunity that we need to take advantage of. So we are doing that. Covered
in a whole much bigger, more just we didn't even go lights out last time we were there.
What the hell was wrong with us?
I was thinking that the other day. It's like, man, we have to.
I know. I don't get it. I don't know. Understand.
Turn all the lights off and go down to the basement.
Oh, hell yeah, baby. Awesome. Again, Mike, I think I've asked this 5 times, but this time I mean it. Any final thoughts on the Bigfoot perspective on all of these? The spiritual messenger, Bigfoot as alien, simply as surviving relic, hominid, Wildman, and so on and so forth. Anyone you prefer? I kind of gave you mine. Which one do you like the best?
I like the idea of this being. Oh man, I could go with. Excuse me, I'm belching up something. I don't know what I ate.
Oh wait, hold on. Mike's belching again. Here it is, right there. Woo!
Yeah, it just shifted down into my lower intestine with that sound. But anyway, I like more than a couple of them. I mean. I love the idea of it being something that has existed and has grown and become wiser and more knowledgeable and more advanced, along the way, and adapting beyond what they really need to live in the woods. But because of having that knowledge and that intelligence that they obviously have.
I like that one too. Yeah, I mean, like you said, all these are fascinating in their own way, intriguing in their own way, and they all hit us in a different way.
Right.
What do you guys think? Listeners, I'm asking you, if you have any personal thoughts, beliefs, theories, ideas, anything about Sasquatch / Bigfoot, fire away. Let us know. We love getting the interaction on social media. I mean, my gosh, it's so much fun when you guys reply to us and we go back and forth. We need that more. That'd be so awesome to hear from you guys. And again, fire away with some ideas for that 1-800 hotline.
Yeah.
I think that's a kind of cool idea. Mike will scrounge up some more grand prizes.
Oh man, I got plenty.
He does. He does. He'll send you some sort of awesome antique that he has buried in his basement. I guarantee that. So that's
good. Boy, I've been digging up stuff in my basement to sell on Marketplace.
I know. It's
oh yeah,
crazy.
You've seen them all probably.
I've seen them.
I share them on Facebook all the time. But boy, I've got like a warehouse in my basement of collectibles and antiques and some glassware that I found that are unbelievable that I forgot that I even had.
I'm thinking maybe, Mike, maybe you guys should promote a yard sale of sorts for antiques. Mm-hmm. You could make a killing off of that if you wanted to set up some sort of marketplace of your own, Yeah,
we've actually talked about that recently.
Oh, good.
Doing that this, later this summer probably.
Sweet. Well,
that could help finance the Sally house a little bit, maybe.
That'd be nice. That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'd appreciate it. Why'd I say I'd appreciate it? My God, my brain is ready to be done for this episode. We made it work, Mike. We forged through the terrible connections. The connectivity was being a bitch like usual, but hell, we made it. So
it cleared up
a bit. You've been frozen about 90% of the episode, but that's okay.
I think I saw you freeze up maybe twice.
Well, that's good
on my end.
Yeah, so that's good that it worked for you, and the audio came through loud and clear. That's all that matters. The only thing that kind of bothered me is that you'd freeze on your creepy ass faces.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell you're thinking. It's like, whoa.
I've seen some pretty good ones from you.
I know.
It's like
I know.
I need to start taking screenshots.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Make a Paranormally Zone scrapbook.
There you go. A collage of frozen faces. Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Well, Mike, this has been a blast. Thanks for making it work, buddy. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We shall return next week with a Patreon exclusive episode. Return to True Crime. That's going to be a good one. That's another feature for our Patreon page. Our True Crime episodes are now solely dedicated to Patreon, but they're good. I'm telling you, they're good. Hope you guys perhaps consider checking them out. We'll be back next week, and we're going to do that live stream. It's going to happen. Just don't know when. I mean, we're not going to do a live stream when I have connectivity issues like this. We're not going to do it. So we want to test it.
I'm wanting to do it this weekend now. We really did, but you're right, though. Yeah.
We wanted to test it beforehand, and we did, and it hasn't worked. But we're going to do it. We want to join. We want to have you guys join us. It'd be fun. It'd be really fun to have you in the chat room. It'd be pretty sweet. All right, Mike. This has been fun. I'll let you know when the episode's out. I'll send you the link. Until then, what do our paranormal pals need to do?
Peace out.
Ooh, so mellow.